loaded up. We are going to try something a little bit different today. I want to see what happens if we try to beat it. We don't try to go for the spike fists, but we try to beat it with just the balls. And so we're going to do a run with that. I want to see what the time of the run is. And maybe we can fit into a day if it works well enough. If we seriously struggle, then we won't do it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to kind of like trim this down as much as I can, streamline it as much as I can. And if I can get in like... Why are we offline? But yeah, we're going to time it. I'm going to do a little bit of editing, so it's probably going to be like a couple minutes. Apologies for the dog. There's people moving to the apartment across from us, and she feels she needs to let them know that this is our place. But yeah, so that's the plan. I just want to see like how quickly we can do this. And part of it is skipping the Crystalline. That's why we're on Demi-Human Quinn Gilka. But we know Vagabond. That one. Wait, not that one. Lands between. And then we'll see how fast we can go. I'm thinking we can knock it under 2.5 hours. It would be cool how close to 2 hours we can actually get. I still do want to get the I still do want to get the ice, the wet blade, glintstone wet blade. I know that would save some time. But I want to see like if in a 5-hour stream we can knock it out, like if there's enough time to do it twice. Was when we were rushing through, it was like about 3 hours, but if we can get in like 2. And then obviously we're skipping the we're skipping the Uji Katana. And we'll do that strategy that we figured out the other day of just using the flail. Heal the dragon.
And I can also that you're not. Then why? I am Carl. Goodbye. Nice to.
But yeah, we'll see how this goes. We also did find some shortcuts too the last time we did this, so that's another important thing. Not trying to speed run it, but I just want to see how much, like, if, you know, cutting 20-30 minutes is huge, so. Like, 1 attempt a day, I feel like that's part of what's holding me back.
Have they served? But you, I can play turning root to 80. You need to the foot. Then it's summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon torrent. Treat him with.
And then we need to go to morning. I don't think we need to change flasks or anything. I think having one magic is fine. Loser. I'm not really afraid of anything else. The other thing is, like, with those iron balls, if I remember correctly, they do a little bit more poise damage. And I think their scaling's a little bit better as far as strength scaling goes. I may be wrong, but... Okay. I think we can get this today. I really hope we do. Like, I can be honest with you guys. Like, it's starting to demotivate me that we keep dying to the same thing over and over. And then last time we did this, like, we just could not beat Orlo. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I think my focus was probably gone from Malekith. We know what to do with Malekith, though. We know we need to get him close to phase 2, then rebuff, go in, take a step back, de-target him. So yeah, I need to delete this That's 6 that we have.
Oh, Shemite, are you here as a customer? I must apologize.
Come on. I don't know if we need these 3 Trina's lilies. I don't think we actually do. I mean, they're there, but I don't think we actually need those 3. Because we get plenty of others. And then we're just going to take this shortcut because we're trying to go as fast as we can. Definitely need to light this. We're at 9. 9 minutes. Feels pretty good. Get to Caelid in less than 10. Do we ignore the dragon here and just go? I'm thinking yes. The only problem is, like, we still have to take a detour to the left. For those, what do you call them? Gravestones. It's like, yeah, we could ride across, but oh my god, my toes are asleep. Then we don't do this because it's too risky. By the way, I'm really digging Night Rain. I'm pretty sure we're going to be streaming that a ton. I already took a vacation. It would have, like, smartly, I took it before they were talking about, like, there's a project deadline that's going on at work. And it's supposed to be finished early June. And of course, that comes out May 30th. And I smartly took the vacation before it was supposed to originally, the project was supposed to originally finish in March, but it got pushed back. And smartly before that pushed back, I had taken the vacation, or else it probably wouldn't have gotten approved. All the sleepy dragons. Forget why I decided Vagabond. I think I, like, did some calculations. And found that Vagabond was fine. Make sure I didn't fuck that up. Okay, didn't. And it was like, stat-wise, the most efficient. A lot of people just go the samurai route just because it has the Uchigatana. That's probably the best starting weapon. Got 13 minutes. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look up the iron balls and the starfists and see specific stat differences between the two. If the poise is different, and if the poise damage, I should say, is different, and the strength scaling when you put it in. We don't need that, actually. Because we go south. We get others in other locations, so we don't need that shortcut. It's like trying to eliminate as much like quick detours as possible. It's like, yes, it only takes a minute, but those minutes add up. We just need to pop, what, 400?
To determine if you had, it seems torrent, whereas I'm in. There is, but I can take gathering. Very well.
Oh yeah, you can. You can just close it. So we do need. That should cover it. Because we're going to ditch the runes when we go in. Let's see, we want dagger, we want finger seal. We want to put golden vow on the dagger, and then go back. She's going to drive me insane all day.
You're a new from no matter how you.
Go back here. We go by the torch.
What has been in it? How can I help? Have a safe trip.
Go back to the first step. Go get the golden foul foot. Yeah, I guess we can actually waste the runes here, huh? At 17. Cool. Then we gotta go here. Do all the flask stuff. Come on. Where's a good spot to just hit him? Hold on. We're going to redo it really quick. I hate that we have to do this, but... There we go. Easy peasy. That's my catchphrase, apparently, because I say it all the fucking time. I never realized it until I accidentally started editing my videos, and I'm like, good lord, how often do I say easy peasy? Still looking good. Yeah, we got plenty of flasks now. See a bleed, but it shouldn't kill him yet. I am happy that we realized that it's like, okay, we'll have enough flasks. There it goes. Actually, we can just hold on to that, right? We don't need... Whoops! I just wasted a level. Motherfucker. I did intelligence instead of faith. Is that going to cause a problem? I don't think it is. I just got to remember to fix it. Already inefficient. It's whatever, though. If there's ever a fight where it's like one less hit by like 0.5% would have been better, then we'll blame that, but good, something died. How do you open up that front door, I wonder? Shit. We forgot to switch the flask back. We're gonna have to be careful here. Can I backstab him with a flail? Yep, I can. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, but we just gotta be careful. I don't know an easy way to get down there. The only place I know is like hopping here and falling down further. Okay.
Vamos.
We're at 30 minutes. We'll rest here really quick and fix that. Something like that, I'm not really worried about, like, taking 1 second off. Got axe. I want to see how long the Weaving Peninsula takes. My guess that it takes about 10 minutes. But we'll be sure. Oops. Ah. We might actually get lucky here. We did. Because normally we would go back up here. So we're at 33 minutes. We'll ignore those. It's not a lot. I guess technically we'd have to spend 600 to buy the final 3 if we didn't grab them here. The hilarious thing is, like, so I've been doing this for years, Twitch for years. Like, I've got some followers, but I don't have a lot of followers. And then I basically start scheduling videos on YouTube where it comes out like every 3 days a week. And that's gotten me more views and more popularity than anything. Why did I do this? We need to do that.
Vamos.
It's like, oops. I think this is just as quick as if I teleported back. Where are we at right now? 36? Still thinking 10 minutes. They don't know how to react. I'm going so quickly. Okay. Oops. Did I miss it? No, that was just too close. Or I wasn't on the right side. Honestly, it's really not that bad. It may not even be 10 minutes. If it only adds like 7, I don't see the big deal. Like shaving off 7 minutes isn't that big of a deal to me. I'm not trying to race. Or like massively increasing my healing. Yeah, it's looking like it's only going to be like 7 minutes. Not even going to be 7 minutes, it's going to be 6 minutes. Yeah, it was 33:33 and we're at 39:02. So what was that? 5.5 minutes? Look out, wolves. I guess if you were off your horse and just wandering around, it would be kind of dangerous, but like, for me, just looking at it, I'm like, eh. Yeah, see, we can already craft 11. And for a no death run, that's all you need. And if you didn't go down, if we skipped the peninsula, there's like three right above the shack that you can get.
You surprised no matter why, don't. Oh, but don't.
Okay. We're cruising right along. That's good at least. So the best way I can tell to do this part is to just go this way. So from what I determined, we just grab these smithing stones, you go over here, you get the seed, and then you can teleport back. I actually remember to grab the seed. Because yeah, we don't need the map. We can get the map, we don't need the map though. We go straight to the shack. Where am I going? But yeah, we go here, we ignore her, we go straight to the shack. We don't even need any sleep potions. Do we? And then we determined we don't even need to unlock the site of grace at the shack.
God damn it. Why ain't it me? Why ain't it ever?
And theoretically, we would go back and level this up, but it's not bad. That's like 40 minutes. We should have 9, 10. We're going to get 11 and 12. We'll get the glintstone key. Getting lost there for a second. So I'm trying to think what the quickest way blah blah blah. Because we have that one thing unlocked, so we don't need to worry about that.
Well, I took you've no matter lay out your own.
Okay. So we don't need to kill the crystal tunnel, dude. But we can go here. Make some wondrous physic. Memorize the spell. Oh yeah, we need to change the... Oops, that's not right. Morning, morning, morning. Ow. I mean, the prep seems to go pretty fast. I feel like we're cruising. Okay. I just hate all the prep. That's like the number one thing, the number one reason, other than fucking Malakath, that I hate doing this run is just because it's like an hour of prep before you feel like you're making any progress. So we'll go kill Demi-Human Queen Gillica. I just think, like, I don't know if there's really a risk here. Obviously, we could reduce the risk by coming back later, but... like, how much time do we save by doing this now? Do we save any time? Oh my god, I can't swing worth shit. I don't know, it feels fine. I get that, like, we're basically doing double the damage if we came back in the normal time, but gonna be close to an hour. Obviously, we could get it under an hour if we skip weeping, but I don't see the difference. Yeah, I don't know how much this one matters. This would cut down probably like 2 or 3 minutes. There we go. Okay. Whoop! Why are you still following me? Scared the shit out of me. Yeah, so an hour of prep work. Like, it's just annoying. I guess you can really die there by falling in that crack. It's like when you're going across to a snowy area. Yeah, you really can die there. I don't think it really says.
I see thee, little tarnished, smouldering with that wretched flame of ambition.
We go to here. The BDC versus BDD. I don't know, maybe it is. But yeah, like the difference between 105 gold damage and oh, that's right, I need to turn in. This should do it.
Back over, no matter. back already. No matter.
Is there anything else I need to do? Nope. I'm 72. Hold on a second. Yeah, technically, the attack power of the Starfist is better, too. If we get it up to Cold 25. Technically, it's slightly better. But how much does it matter? Does it work the dangers of the crystalline? Oops. Easy. We just got to make sure we level Faith to 10.
Tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night, the hands of the... You there? It's tightly... Oh, guard your breach. Yes, that's your type.
Wait.
The guard, you'll slip. Of course, when you appear, Tone.
So it does a little bit more damage. What about... the exact same as the 2, except you have a slight chance to bleed.
The gates! Open the gates!
Yeah, so it's slightly worse. That's what I was telling me. Serpentine. Here's a question. Would it be faster? No, it's less safe that way. Never mind. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be faster for me to just like run straight up? But it's like, no, because everything's gonna be chasing after me and... Okay. Well, that answers that question. Starfist is a little bit better than Iron Balls. Is it worth the extra 15 minutes and the risk of dying in the crystalline area? Guess we'll find out. the hell causes him to attack sometimes and doesn't attack the other times? I wonder. Watch it be like we lose to Malekith because we had like a sliver of health left. Shit. How are these hitting me? That's messy, but we'll take it.
I am the Lord of all that is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Just getting whacked at. This is why we leveled up our health so high. Oh, I need to change that. Hold on. I can't change it right now, though. Ah! Maybe it's because I never rested, so they never reset. Maybe. Like, why are they so aggressive right now? They're usually not. Okay. Like, it may be And then it's not the magic, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the strength scaling is a little bit better on this than the Starfist. But who the fuck cares if we're going for magic? So the chance at a bleed. Probably level up. I don't know why, but my mind thought that was a hole, and I panicked there for a second. Like, I know, like, I'll start thinking things. I'm curious, so we're gonna try this completely different then. It's in my heel. Hold on. He died. How do people die? Okay, buddy. I've got a big cat at my feet and a little cat in my lap. We are set. Oh, Jesse G, thank you very much for the raid. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am just here trying to finally get this and not die to Malekith. I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you all are having a great weekend so far. Really appreciate the raid. Okay. Do we 2-shot or 3-shot? Let's see. Give me just a second. I'll kill the red wolf and then I'll, Oh, I say that. Pressure's on now that everybody's watching me. Oops, now I'm getting greedy. Yep, I'm getting greedy. I got greedy. That was almost a run killer. Anyway, thank you. I'm glad the mic is crisp. That's one of the things I worked on. I'm trying a new route today just because I want to see how fast I can go on this. Usually I two-shot him, but it's okay. Okay, I got my glintstone so I can go fire. Ah, Consort Radon. Yes. Well, he is basically the hardest boss in the game. In my opinion, he's harder than Melania, so. Alright, let's see how this goes. Bait him. 'Cause this guy's a little jerk. Bye. No, he got on! He's not supposed to get on. This is why I don't do this way. We're all right, though. How long was my last run? 2.5 hours, a little bit under 3, I think. I'm cutting some shortcuts though. Actually, I don't even need this. Where are you? My health is so high that I kind of like get greedy a lot. Normally I would be a little bit more careful about like if I was doing no hit, well, I'll never be able to do no hit, but if I was doing no hit, then I wouldn't be, there you are. Where's the third one? There he is. Okay. Yeah, that stupid parry. Exactly. It's why I usually go do Radon and just do a one-face kill, but I just wanted to see this how quickly I could go through the run with just doing her. I'll get hit by the... So yeah, that's why I have Star Scourge Radon on here. What? She's dead! Leave me alone! Okay. The dragon did not get the hint.
Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light.
Let's see what we got.
Dither not. Come out, say I. Where did he flee, my sweetings?
Okay. So yeah, this run could end prematurely compared to where it usually does, just because I'm taking a little bit riskier, but we'll see. Usually it takes me about 2 hours to get to Morgott, and it's looking like it's going to be much less time than that. But I'm usually going and getting, when I'm killing Radon, but two, I'm going and getting more supplies because I switch out normally from the Iron Balls to the Starfist, but I'm not going to do that this run just to save time. Main reason being not on Elden Ring. I've completed it on almost every other game. So I've completed No Death on Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. I think all I have left is Elden Ring and Sekiro. I beat everything at level 1, so I've done that challenge. But yeah, I just have this and Sekiro, and Malekith just every single time. Malekith ruins my run. I don't know why, but for some reason I just panic every single time and die. The symbol. You know, I could. I've been tempted to do that. I need to get more comfortable. Sekiro is going to be a nightmare, I think, because according to the rules of the no-hit guild, it's considered a death if you use your Shadows Die Twice ability to like come back up once. So I would have to like not use my ability ever. And I don't know if I'm that good at Sekiro. I think it would tilt me more than this probably. Yeah, he's hitting me a lot harder now that I'm not using the Radon armor. This is gonna be... That's why I was like, I was worried about this. Fuck. Well, maybe this isn't the best way. What is that hitting me? I should be rolling... die to this. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it the other way. We will do it the other way. I was afraid that that was going to happen, but I wanted to see going this way if it was better, and it's not. I don't think I ever got the yeah, I did forget an upgrade too. But I just get hit way harder without the Radon armor on. I've noticed that. I was just looking at that and I was like, this is... But yeah, I have heavy on, and I should have this as ice after I got that. But it's okay. I just wanted to test that and see if it was better. We're only an hour in. The other problem I have with this is that the prep for Elden Ring is so long. It's how long is it? I've got so many characters now. It's like an hour. Oops. All right, we'll do it the normal way. Oops. Yeah, Radon's armor definitely helps. I didn't think it would, but it really does. I appreciate that. We're doing all right. Like, I'm only like an hour and a half into my stream, so I have plenty of time to get this done. I just wanted to test it and see like how risky it became if I didn't do my normal stuff that takes like another 15 minutes. And the answer is pretty dang risky. Luckily, this doesn't count because there's no death screen. Although I see people jump off, and usually that doesn't count either. It's like either way, you have to like basically quote unquote die. Does that include DLC? I will say it's Radon in the DLC if it's, I don't know why I did that. It's Radon in the DLC if I can do it. Consort Radon. It's probably my favorite boss, but if we don't include the DLC, we just do base game or low probably. It's a fight that I'm really comfortable with, and it's very like, I call those fights dance fights. And it's the fights that you're just kind of going like, the most fun you can have with that fight is just kind of trading back and forth, doing dodges, getting hits in between dodges. And you're not just like standing around waiting for the next thing. You're not like trying to like cheese it or anything. You're just, it's just you versus him, and you're showing that you're better than him. Come on. But yeah, usually up to like Morgott, it's 2 hours, and like I just don't die on my normal route, so we'll see how we do. Morgott is fun too. Morgott, the only reason Morgott's not my favorite is with my build, he's just not that hard. He gets locked down pretty easily. So it's not as much of a like, it doesn't feel as much of a skillful based fight.
They serve, but I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it's settled. Summon me. I bequeath. It will some torrent to treat him with.
Yeah, I agree. He's more fun. I don't know if you, if anybody got to do the network test for Night Rain, but he's more fun in that. It's more of like a scary challenge when he shows up there, especially if he shows up while you're fighting another boss. Okay. So we'll do this the safest route that we can. The normal safe route. I just realized I missed a couple things. Yeah, like Elden, so that fight I don't usually die on. The two fights I'll lose to is either Malekith or Horlo. Horlo, it's like 9 times out of 10 I'm comfortable with beating him, but every once in a while I will like set it up so that I make phase 2 much harder because I can't get a stun off in phase 2. And then it's just like it becomes chaos. But Malekith, the problem with Malekith for me is he's an incredibly easy boss if I don't mess up phase 2. But I always mess up phase 2 and there's like no recovery if I choke. Come here. You know, this is easier with the Uji Katana and I can just do... There we go. Yeah, like, I've beaten, like, don't get me wrong, I've beaten him, I don't know, 30, 40 times, but it's like, getting him on the first try is just something that's just really hard for me. It's like, I need to warm up to him. Other bosses that can suddenly become really hard is, Fire Giant and Radon in the base game, and just because there's certain moves that are much harder to, like, script the fight than others, and so if they are not like doing the moves you want to do, it just becomes hard and annoying.
I must apologize.
So those are the other two that it's like, if they're behaving, they're easy. If they're not behaving, they're very hard. I appreciate all the follows, guys. WD, Obit, and Jesse, thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, it's... So I'll do the trick where you run backwards, despawn him, and he kind of glitches out. So I'll do that to start the fight. But when he's like charging up to you, there's 2 moves he can do. And if he does one move, it's like GG, game over, he's dead. If he does the other move, it's like, well, now I have to bait him around. My buffs are going to start falling off. And this is just going to get much more annoying. It's like, one of the moves, if he does, there won't be a phase 2. I'll kill him in phase 1. But if he does the other one, we'll probably see a phase 2. I'll probably have to be doing it, or the script will kind of get thrown out the window. And it becomes frustrating. And then Fire Giant's similar. Phase 2, I still haven't figured like a good way to kill him quickly in phase 2, but I feel like I've gotten the moves down in phase 2 to kill Fire Giant no matter what. But phase 1, like if he does the jump attack, then it's like, okay, phase 1 is scripted, we'll go straight into phase 2. If he doesn't do the jump attack, if he does like the sprint slam, or he does like swinging back and forth or something, it's just like he becomes really annoying. Yeah, he is. And then obviously, like, in boss fights, you can still get the no death run and just do the grace, the little grace thing that teleports you out of the boss. You don't have to do like a force quit or anything, but at the same time, it's like, I would rather one-shot every boss. I'd rather not have to reset. It's just, one, it's not clean. It doesn't look as clean. I know when I'm going to post, like when I post the videos on YouTube, I post them raw without like editing out like resets or anything. So I would rather it look better and not have to argue with people on whether or not using the in-game mechanics is considered no death or not. But strength, just go pure strength, use the Starfist. So when I used to do this, I used to go get the Serpent Hunter, just because it was kind of an overpowered weapon, but it takes a lot longer, and the what is his name, that boss before Ricard, Godskin Noble is just a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, so Godskin Noble is just a real big pain in the ass, and I will use the sleep potion strategy, or sleep pot strategy, but he's still a pain in the ass, and you're usually low level when you do that. The reason I like the Serpent Hunter over the Starfist, the one nice thing about it is the reach of it is much better. One of the biggest problem with the Starfist is that you'll whiff on attacks because you don't have the angle correctly, where it's like you never actually whiff on an attack with Serpent Hunter. But it's just safer and quicker to get the Starfist. So if you get comfortable with how to fight bosses with the Starfist, then I don't think there's any reason not to use them over the Serpent Hunter. But that's personal preference too. I also try. Yeah, the Godskin Stitcher is a pretty sweet weapon. And I know some people will do like magic builds, and maybe eventually I'll do a magic build run for all these, but I don't know, magic builds aren't as fun to me. Usually they're overpowered in these games, and so it's not as much of a challenge. I don't go crazy. I'm never going to do a no-hit run. I just don't have... I am honest about my skill level. I don't have the patience, and I don't have the focus to get it done. I'll always just like mess up one or two things, and then it'll just be forever just messing up. But yeah, but I know I can at least do no death, and I know I can do level 1, so that's kind of what I focus on. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, well, like even Malekith, if you have the poison mist in Malekith, you can poison him through the pillars, and you just hide behind the pillars and don't let him get you. But I do want to do, like, if possible, excuse me, I do want to try like a level 1 or a no death run with a Pyromancer in Dark Souls 1, because I know that's just going to be like overpowered easy. But yeah, like I'm on the 2 games that have been the hardest for me for the no death run. Like Dark Souls 2, I one-shot with the no death run. I don't know how I one-shot it, but I did. Favorite Souls game is... That's a tough one. It might still be Elden Ring, even though I get frustrated sometimes with it, just because overall I just like it the best. Dark Souls 3 will go back and forth to me as a favorite. But yeah, it kind of bounces around.
Forgive me to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering. Very let my hand rest upon you.
It's like for a while there was Bloodborne, and then it was Dark Souls 3, and then it was Elden Ring. And then it's like, depending on how I want to play the game, it depends that way too. Because if like I'm doing like a level 1 run, it'll be a certain game. If I'm doing a no death run, it'll be a certain game. But just playing normally no challenge runs, it's probably Elden Ring. They're all good in their own ways. I still have a love-hate relationship with Dark Souls 2. I don't like a lot of the mechanics in the game, but it's also like one of the easiest games to become overpowered. Oops, I don't want to level up.
Well, there's been an egg. How can I help? Ever safe?
But yeah, I would say like for a new person to the Soulsborne series, whatever you want to call it, I would say Elden Ring is the best one to start out with. Like, it's the most newbie friendly. Why did I not smack the wall? Might actually get poisoned here. Yep. Luckily, it's not a no-hit run. But this is still annoying. But yeah, like, honestly, like, if anybody was like, what Souls game should I start with? I've never played one. I'd be like Elden Ring every single time. What am I missing? And that's not what I meant to do. Dark Souls 3. Bosses are challenging. The movement feels good. It doesn't feel clunky. There's a good variety of options of builds that feel good. So yeah, I would say Dark Souls 3. Like 1 and 2. Why am I going this way? 1 and 2 are just like, they're like, if you're like at the point where it's like I want to play every game, then 1 or 2 are good. But if you're wanting like non-clunky mechanics, oops, Oh crap, I forgot to fix this. But yeah, if you're wanting non-clunky mechanics and you want it like really cool bosses and everything like that, then yeah, 3. Like a lot of bosses in 1 or 2 are like, they do the same thing over and over again. And that's a huge problem with, actually I need to do that. It's a huge problem with Demon Souls, even the remake, because when they did the remake, it's really a remaster. It's not a, like, oh, we designed something. It's like, no, it's basically a graphical upgrade and almost nothing else. So the problem with Demon Souls being their first game is the bosses are so they're either a gimmick fight or a one-dimensional fight where it's like they do one move over and over again, and all you got to do is learn how to dodge one move, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's what this boss is. Like the only hard part of Demon Souls is the levels, because there's no like save point within the level. I'm just spamming. Shouldn't be doing that. So if you love the open world of Elden Ring, then Dark Souls 3 feels much more linear. I would say the boss battles are comparable to Elden Ring. The best boss battles in Dark Souls 3 are comparable to the best boss battles in Elden Ring. So as far as that, the combat in Dark Souls 3 is comparable to the combat in Elden Ring. It's definitely more linear. The world kind of depends on what you're looking for a world. If you're looking for like a gothic, like gothic horror type thing, then it's got a really good atmosphere. But if you're looking for more fantasy related, then Elden Ring's got a better atmosphere. So it's kind of like if the open world of Elden Ring, like not really knowing where to go, frustrates you, then Dark Souls 3, but you love everything else about Elden Ring, then Dark Souls 3 is probably a good game. If you love just exploring and finding new hidden things and just like you don't care so much about the progression, then you're gonna like Elden Ring better than Dark Souls 3. And when I say linear, it's like no Soulsborne game is truly linear, but you know, it's like there's not like 50 different ways you can go. There's like 2 or 3. Yeah, you might like it. Like, I know a lot of people that enjoy it. And the reason I don't say like Sekiro or Bloodborne if people really like Elden Ring is because the combat and the style of the game is just completely different. Oh, that's awkward. Okay. I almost did this again. Sekiro is extremely hard. I would say Sekiro rivals other games for the hardest Soulsborne game. If you get, I will say, if you get the flow of the deflecting and the combat down, it becomes a lot easier. But if you're like, if you struggle some with the combat, it's just such a hard game because it basically says you need to get good this way. And if you can't get good this way, there's not a ton of builds. There's just one build. There's one way to like really crush this game. And it's either learn it, become an expert at it, or you're just going to keep dying over and over. But yeah, the bosses are great. It's definitely a challenging game. It's got a really cool atmosphere to it. It's a completely different combat style than the Dark Souls games, so it's, if you're looking for something different as far as that goes. But yeah, there's like maybe 10% of the customization. There's like one build. There's a few little different things you can do, but it's basically just one style of fighting. Yeah, I would say just because it's so different and it's so unforgiving, a lot of the bosses are so unforgiving that it probably is the hardest Souls game. That's why I always put it last for all of these runs, is because it's like I want to at least build up my confidence by doing all the other ones, and then it's like, all right, and now I'm going to go tilt myself on Sekiro. Like the level 1 Sekiro run was just unbelievably hard. Like, it's just so freaking hard at level 1. I don't know how a no death run's gonna go, but the problem with the no death run in Sekiro is that like the way to like get more health and more healing is mostly to kill bosses. So I've got videos on YouTube. If you want to see some of the biggest rage I ever have done in games, you can go watch some of those. Like I do a every once in a while I'll do like a boss kill only or a rage, like a rage video, just a rage clip video. And Sekiro is just like, it's one of those that's top tier for me, just like ready to quit playing. Because it's like, it's so frustrating. Especially the final boss. The final boss at level 1 is just like, why are you torturing yourself? Why are you making yourself miserable? Like, why do I do this to myself? Yeah, it's same name as Twitch, Cleric Corn. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was just like, oh my god, I am going to kill someone. I am so sick of this. And then there's another fight on that game. I will say, you know, if you're trying not to spoil yourself, I wouldn't watch it, but if you don't really care about boss spoilers, then yeah. There's another one that's just like, there's a boss fight in the middle of the game that was just as bad, if not worse, than the final boss fight, that I was just ready. I don't know if I have a clip in there, but I'm pretty sure I threw a controller at one point. And I don't get ragey. Like, you'll hardly ever see me truly rage, even if I die to something. It's just kind of like every once in a while I'll be like, oh, come on, not again. Why am I struggling? But it's like, it's not like I am ready to punch something. I am ready to throw something. And Sekiro level 1 was one of those. It's like, yep, I'm ready to throw something. But you know, some people like watching that. Yeah, Malekith was that way. Malekith, when I did the level 1, well, I think I've done 2 level runs, but the first one I never actually recorded. But when I did Malekith, yeah, he was that way for me too. I was ready to just scream, because it took me 40-50 attempts, like, well, more than that overall, but like hundreds of attempts just to get it down. And it's just because, you know, Malekith gets to the point where it's like, by the way, at level 1, every one of these things one-shots you. So you're basically at level 1 having to do no hits on bosses at that point in Elden Ring. And I am not very good at doing a Malekith no-hit, so... And I was trying everything under the sun. I was trying like, okay, what if I switch up my build? Okay, what if I do this, I go at it like this? What if I go at it like this? And it's just like, no matter what, it's like, nope, that didn't work. Nope, that didn't work. And there's one way that I know how to do it, and it's like, that's so cheap and cheesy that I'm not going to do that. That's the one thing I will try my hardest not to do, is just cheese the crap out of a boss. Usually. Like sleeping potions on Godskin Nobles or Duo, I don't care about that too much. But like Poison Mists and Scarlet Rot Breath are things I really try not to do. Just because it's like, that's just so cheap. Yeah, like, I've beaten them without them, but my argument is always, like, you're really... Well, I mean, it's not a bug, and at this point in Elden Ring's cycle, I feel like they've basically nerfed everything they felt was overpowered. Like, back when Elden Ring first came out, and I did my first level 1 run of Elden Ring that I didn't really film or anything, but I was using, there's an Ash of War called Flame of the Redmanes, and that one was overpowered. You would do Flame of the Redmanes with Misericord, and basically it was just 3 casts of that Misericord win, because it would stun bosses so easily that you could basically stun lock bosses. And so they got rid of that because it was just so easy to stun lock all the bosses. And so it's like, okay, well, if they felt the sleeping potion strat, they like, FromSoft is aware of every strat people use. So it's like, if they feel a strat is like cheesing, then they'll get rid of it. And it's like, they got rid of Misericord, they got rid of Sword of Night and Flame, they got rid of several other strategies, just completely nerfed them to the ground. But they haven't touched the sleeping potion on the Godskin bosses. So it's like, okay, they're fine with that. Well, they didn't get rid of the Ash of War so much, they just basically nerfed its poise damage. So it's like, it was doing like, I don't know how much, it was like 100 poise damage every single time. It was like, it was basically, you cast it 3 times, you stun any boss in the game, even the end game bosses. And then they just completely cut that in half, so you had to cast it like 6 or 7 times, and casting it 6 or 7 times in a row would just, 1, wasn't possible with level 1 runs or no hit runs, and 2 is just way too many casts to be worth like risking anything. So so yeah, it basically nerfed it into the ground where nobody used it anymore. Yeah, it was 3 hit stun lock. It was a quick cast too, so it wasn't like, it was like something you really had to wind up. It was a quick cast. It didn't cost much mana. And so yeah, you would just, and then you would equip it on the Misericord, because the Misericord has that biggest critical hit multiplier. And so you would just, yeah, stun lock 3 times, Misericord it, and if Misericord was level up to 25, you would do like a third of their health between those. And it was just crazy. But to be fair, like, the Starfists and the Iron Balls have 3 hit stun lock on early game stuff. Just not late game usually. But that also takes way more skill. Oh yeah, that was another thing about Flame of the Redmanes. The skill that they nerfed. the range of it was insane too. So it wasn't like the Iron Balls or Star Fist where you had to be right up on them. You could be pretty far away, and it wasn't like a straight beam. It was like a wave, a fan of the ability. So it was just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, Starfist, if you get it off really quick in succession, you can do a 3-hit stun lock. Usually when I'm doing these runs, I will go for the stun lock on Elden Beast before he transitions, which I think is like 8 hits or something like that, but but yeah, for the most part, it's just they try to nerf the completely overpowered, or if they find a way, like when Elden Ring first came out, there was a method of the fire giant where you could get on this I don't know if it was a pillar or if it was a certain part of the map, but basically you could see into the fire giant arena, and if you had a bow and like that long range or like you had a bow and you aimed at a certain area, you could basically just snipe the fire giant with a bow and just kill him outside the arena, and they nerfed that. They're like, no, you need to actually fight him. So that was another thing they nerfed. Been a couple of weapons that they nerfed too. I think that was the only real glitch that I remember. The thing that I'm surprised, and maybe it's just too hard to fix it. So it's kind of funny on the filmed level 1 run where I got the kill on Elden Beast. So I got the stun off. Yeah, Rivers of Blood was another one that was just so overpowered. That they nerfed that as well. Mog's Spear. The special ability on Mog's Spear, they've nerfed that. It's still really good, but it's not as good as it used to be. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Elden Beast. So when I got Elden Beast kill on level 1, so I got him stunned and did like the half of his health before the fight really even starts. And then on the kill, and I've killed him before normally, but on the kill of his, he didn't go into the transition. He just immediately started like trying to attack me with his sword. And I was like, really? Like, okay. And so I stun him again, and I am able to kill him that way before he even goes into the first transition, because for some reason he didn't. Yeah, Blasphemous Blade, that was another one. Yeah, everybody loved that. Blasphemous Blade, Sword of Night and Flame. It's just those weapon arts. Some of those weapon arts are just broken. There was a couple of weapons in the DLC too that they nerfed. I think so. I would always just pay attention and just kind of ignore the patch notes if it wasn't something I was using. There's a couple of spells they nerfed too, like some of the glint blades, they really reduced the poise damage. Yeah, Common Azure. Well, that was... Okay. The Common Azure build, like, it really got showcased. Like, everybody knew about it, but it was, like, kind of ignored until Shadow of the Erdtree came out. And then it got showcased on MOG, and, like, FromSoft is like, okay, we actually need to do something about this now. Because people were just going in and trying to get people the DLC unlocked. And they were just like, so many people would do a Comet Azure build, put the Terra Magica on the ground and just like hold down Comet Azure, and it would just like instantly nuke MOG. And it's just like, before it was like, okay, that's funny, that's cool. And now it's like, if you're able to do that in co-op where the boss is out this higher, maybe we should nerf this a little bit. Yeah, Kamehameha build. Yep, basically. And, you know, that's the thing. It's like, you'll watch people on YouTube and everything, and there's always people that are trying to look for those one-hit kill builds. Where it's like, okay, I do this buff, and I do this buff, and I do this buff, and I switch out like this. And I can do a one-hit kill. Because there's people that have done one-hit kill builds on Consort Radon, but it's so complex and precise that it's like no reasonable person could pull this off.
No matter why don't. Oh, but don't.
But yeah, Comet Azure was like, well, anybody can do this. Giant Crusher, yeah. And I don't mind the Giant Crusher because, one, it's like you can't really do that build until like really high level. And then it's a very slow weapon, and so the prep for it is like tough. And then if you whiff, you're like in serious trouble. So it's like, yeah, it's cool, but like I think the main thing they want is like they don't care if like people find overpowered stuff that's like really hard to pull off. They care if people find overpowered stuff that like anybody can do without even trying. But yeah, I am really surprised that they haven't fixed Radon's reset bug. Like, I figured at some point in one of the patch notes they would have finally fixed it. In the base game, I mean. But they haven't. I'm trying to think. There's a I forget if they nerfed it or not, but there's a trick build with the Serpent Hunter that makes killing Ricard really easy, but I forget if they actually nerfed that or not. Where you get the lance and you get the Serpent Hunter. You put the Serpent Hunter in your left hand and then you're spamming the weapon art. and it like duplicates the weapon art's damage, so you're doing twice the damage you should be doing. And it just does ridiculous damage and stuns them. But I forget if they finally nerfed that or not. And then there's also a trick with Ricard where you can actually get outside the arena. But I don't feel like that's something they need to nerf. Reason being, yeah. But like, I don't think they need to nerf the outside the arena trick in Ricard just because it doesn't really help you that much. It's still very tricky. It nullifies a few moves, but it's like, it's still very tricky. It's very hard to pull off. It's very risky to even be up there in the first place. And so
Wait, that bitch blew up to his head. Damn it. I'll rip you to God damn it. Why ain't it me? Why ain't it ever?
Oops. Okay, we're almost back to where we were. Probably another 10 minutes. Wow. No, probably another 20 minutes. Because we're going to go do the Crystallin. Oh, yes. Good lord. Yeah, it's the afternoon here. Well, that's... Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking to you, by the way. I always like to get to know new people and just chat from soft and just anything, really. I appreciate that. YouTube's starting to go well. One of the things I've yeah, and it was really nice meeting you. But yeah, YouTube's going well. I'm trying to keep that going with I've been kind of wary of TikTok because I have no idea whether or not they're going to ban it here in the US. And if they do it, there's no point of me like putting a ton of effort into it just for everything to get deleted 2 months later. But YouTube, I've tried to really make an effort for that just so that people don't have to be on stream and also to, you know, pull people in. Okay. Where do we need to go now? Do we even need a level to +6 right now? If we're not going to fight either boss. I don't think so. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope I do too. Maybe next time when you're on, I'll be on Sekiro screaming at the game. Enjoy your rest. Oh, I never put in another slot. That was another thing I didn't do last time. I never put in another talisman. Whoops, I did miss a few things last time. I did make it harder on myself. I was trying to fly so fast that I was forgetting stuff. Whew. So yeah, we don't need to get the Crystalline until we get the Starfist. We don't need to get Demi-Human Gillica until we get Shade down, which is basically the same time. But maybe we should shift it around. It's the afternoon, then I'm yawning. That's what you get for being a caffeine addict. God, I don't know if I want to do. I'm thinking about the mini god run of no death all 7 games. I would probably start out with Sekiro and Elden Ring. Ah, shit, it's nighttime, isn't it? Well, we're gonna try not to pull him. He will kill us. Okay. How do people get this in like 30 minutes? Okay, they're not following. Last time was scary. Oh. I hate that I can only get like 2 attempts on this too. I don't know why that is for me, but it's like it's just like it feels less official if I start one day and do it another day. Although the God run, I can't imagine doing that in just one day.
I see thee, little tarnished, smoldering with that wretched flame of ambition.
Okay. Good Lord, how many do we have? Why am I not able to level up as easily? It's because I haven't killed a boss, isn't it?
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arm.
I think we're good. So we should have 3 buffs now. We got a plus 12. All right, 1, 2, 3, stun dead.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
Oh my god. Please don't die to this. Okay. That was messy.
Smoldering with thy meager flame.
No, I didn't do 2 talismans. Oh my god, I just realized.
Of the night, the hands of the
I did make that harder on myself.
brook thee no quarter. You there? It's tight. God, you'll breach the... Well, but of course. The gates! Open the gates!
Okay, that's actually pretty easy to do. Actually probably safer than that jump too. Because you can get hit. You just can't like... Did someone blow up? What are we doing? We're... Hold on. Okay. I had to readjust that. It's like, technically this order isn't right if we're going to do it this way. Doesn't have to do with day or night. Just something that sets him off. Don't know. Ha 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 ha.
I am the Lord.
Good lord.
That is golden. And one
Messy, messy.
we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
I feel like I don't have it today. I'm just like, it's just way too messy. That'll do it. It's harder to see where stuff is when it's dark. I know where it is because I've done this route so many times, but at the same time. Okay, now that definitely levels me up. Oops. My timings are off on the rolls. Alright, we're gonna do Radon this time, so that's gonna be fun. opening that. Someone just sent me a text message with a PDF attachment, and I'm like, no. Like, no other message, just the attachment. It's like, I am not opening that. For all I know, that could be a virus when I open it. All right. There's one thing I've learned. Be very suspicious of just random texts. We missed one, didn't we? Yep, now we're back to where we were. An hour and 12 minutes. I feel like I have like reduced it down further and further and further, but what did we learn about these guys? Ignore, just keep going. Yay. Should be fine. We don't need a rest here. We've only used one potion. If I was brave enough to use the red tearstone ring, or whatever it's called, red feather branch sword. And then, we just slaughter everything. I just can't use it. Jesus, dude. Let me level up from here. Can we just keep going to 40? Usually it's a two-shot there, but I think, think we were too slow. What I was wondering. Like, normally I don't go this way, but I'm curious if he can hit me through the pillar, and the answer is yes. Okay, so we got that, blah, blah, blah. Go back here. Put on cold.
Now those are of a challenge, find them well.
I think we should be able to get this. Oh yeah, we have to unlock this just in case we do need a reset. I don't want to reset. I'm hoping that I can one-shot this. But we'll find out.
Champions!
Welcome!
The stars have aligned! The festival! The festival. But now.
But now we must make merry. All right, here we go. First big challenge. Okay, good so far. Off, buff. Buff. Final buff. Good. I didn't get a stun off on him. How did I not get a stun off on him? I'm wondering if I stunned him at the wrong time. just needed one hit. All right. That's where we'll stop for today. It's so frustrating. He didn't get stunned in the first phase. He should have been stunned. I don't know why he didn't, but... But yeah, we'll stop there today. That's what I'm talking about. Like when when the fight goes wrong, it becomes much harder. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Sorry we couldn't get it today. Hopefully we get it tomorrow. We know the route. We know the bosses. That time he didn't stun. He should have fallen down and stunned. We mess up? I don't think we did. I mean, we did by dying. Yeah. All right. I will be back tomorrow. It was a pleasure meeting everybody from the raid. Jesse, Obi Touchita, WD. Thank you all for the follows. I hope you have a